This election cycle, every Democratic candidate for president supports full federal cannabis legalization. Well, except for this guy. But let's not forget about Barack Obama, America's first ever weed president. He came into office with 0 fully legalized states, and he left with 8.
It's a righteous bud.
I'm David Bienenstock, co-host of the podcast Great Moments in Weed History with Abdullah and Bien, and today we're going to delve deep into President Obama's long and complicated love affair with weed. Starting, of course, back in the 1970s, when Barry was a high school stoner in Hawaii who ran with the Choom Gang and had some fascinating ideas about how to conserve a stash. In his 1995 memoir, Dreams from My Father, Obama fully admitted to using cannabis in his youth, though he made it sound like he'd fallen in with a dangerous crowd, what he called, quote, the club of disaffection. But while researching his 2012 book, Barack Obama, The Story, journalist David Moranis discovered that, quote, most members of the Choom Gang were actually decent students and athletes who went on to be successful and productive lawyers, writers, and businessmen. So why were they called the Choom Gang? As former member Tom Topolinsky explained to PBS, Choom means indulging in pakalolo. So that kind of became our symbol of our friendship. But we weren't a gang, we were a family. And what's pakalolo, you ask? It's Hawaiian slang for cannabis. One concept that Barry Obama introduced to the Choom Gang was, quote, total absorption, meaning that penalties were created and enforced for anyone who didn't hold in a hit of fine pakalolo sufficiently long. First offense resulted in getting skipped over the next time in rotation. According to David Moranis, writing in The Story, quote, along with total absorption, Barry popularized the concept of roof hits. When the Choom Gang were all chooming in a car, all the windows had to be rolled up so no smoke blew out and went to waste. When the pot was gone, they tilted their heads back and sucked in the last bit of smoke. Barry also had a knack for interceptions. When a joint was making the rounds, he often elbowed his way in, out of turn, shouted, "Intercepted!" and took an extra hit. But no one seemed to mind.
Intercepted. Don't sleep on Barry O.
In 2006, while running for president, Obama was upfront about his past fondness for cannabis.
When I was a kid, I inhaled frequently. That was the point.
During his time in the White House, however, Obama never actively supported legalization efforts. But he didn't ever really fight against them too hard either. In 2014, he explained to The New Yorker where he ultimately landed on the weed issue. Quote, as has been well documented, I smoked pot as a kid and I view it as a bad habit and a vice, but I don't think it is more dangerous than alcohol. Middle-class kids don't get locked up for smoking pot, and poor kids do, and African-American kids and Latino kids are far more likely to be poor and less likely to have the resources and the support to avoid unduly harsh penalties. We should not be locking up kids or individual users for long stretches of jail time when some of the folks who are writing those laws have probably done the same thing. Currently, Obama is a private citizen living in Washington, D.C., where possession of up to 2 ounces of cannabis has been fully legal since 2015. So here's hoping he got his Choom groove back. To learn more about this story, and lots more like it, check out Great Moments in Weed History with Abdullah and Bien, available for free now wherever you get podcasts.